Welcome to Project U 2.2, where my goal is to help you break barriers and step confidently into an elevated version of yourself. This podcast dives into mindset, growth, and creating the life you were meant to live. I'm Carrie, a former teacher turned leadership and growth mentor, helping people overcome self-doubt and embrace their next chapter. I believe you are your greatest project. Each week, we'll explore the habits, stories, and strategies that help you break barriers, step into your potential, and level up your life. Let's get started. We all hear that voice in our head that says, "Who am I to do this?" Today, I want to show you how to push past that voice and break through your own barriers. In this episode, we dive into the challenges of self-doubt and how it can hold you back from reaching your full potential. I share personal stories, practical mindset strategies, and actionable steps to help you break through mental barriers and start taking confident, empowered action in your life. This episode is all about recognizing the negative voices in your head, reframing your thinking, and embracing the courage to move forward, even when it feels uncomfortable. Today, I want to get real with you about self-doubt and fear and how they can hold us back from some of the best experiences of our lives. Before we dive into today's episode, I want to circle back to something I shared in my last episode, my dancing with the local stars. I mentioned how fear almost held me back. The first year I said no, but I realized there's more to that story that really highlights the lessons that I want to share today about breaking barriers and overcoming self-doubt. So let's unpack it a bit more and explore what happened when I finally said yes the second time. Let me start with a confession. When I was first asked to participate in Dancing with the Local Stars, my answer was no. Not because I didn't want to do it, but because I let fear get the best of me. That voice of self-doubt whispered, "Carrie, you can't do this. You're going to embarrass yourself. Who do you think you are?" I said no, and for a whole year, a small piece of me carried a quiet regret. Self-doubt isn't just a feeling, it's a psychological response that our brains use to protect us from what we perceive as risk or failure. Psychologists have a fun name for it. They call it the imposter phenomenon, or it's self-limiting beliefs where we underestimate ourselves and our abilities, and we let our potential negative outcomes grow and inflate. It's normal. It's universal. We try to talk our kids out of it and encourage them to push themselves, but yet we fall short ourselves. Studies show that almost 70% of people experience imposter feelings at some point in their lives, and I would like to argue that that number is even small. The key is recognizing that self-doubt is not a reflection of our true capability. It's simply a signal that we are stepping outside of our comfort zone. And every time we confront that fear, our brains adapt. We build confidence and resilience and help us prepare for the next challenge. The good news is that our mindset is malleable. Cognitive behavioral psychology teaches us that the thoughts we repeat most often can shape our emotions, behaviors, and even long-term outcomes. By intentionally reframing self-doubt, turning a simple "I can't" into "maybe I can do this, I'm learning and growing," we can create neural pathways that support confidence and action. This is why even just taking small steps toward our goals is so powerful. Every success, no matter how minor, reinforces the belief that we are capable. Over time, What once felt impossible starts to feel attainable, and self-doubt loses its power to hold you back. When I was in college, I remember feeling so overwhelmed with all of the courses I had to take. And I remember my mom telling me, Carrie, just take one semester at a time, one class at a time. So yes, for a whole year, I carried the regret of saying no to Dancing with the Local Stars, knowing I had let fear win. But then something amazing happened. I was asked again the following year, and the fear was still there. My stomach flipped just thinking about dancing in front of thousands of people. But something had shifted. I just said yes quickly before I could overthink it. And I realized that the lessons I've learned over my life about courage, self-trust, and stepping into your potential were being reinforced in this moment. I said yes, and it turned out to be one of the best experiences of my life. It stretched me, but it filled me with so much joy and left me with memories that I will never forget. By the second year, I still felt scared, but life had already shown me the value of stepping into discomfort. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It is acting despite it. Saying yes didn't suddenly make me fearless, but it reinforced a truth I've known for years. When you show up, even afraid, you grow so much. You learn and you discover what you're capable of. And that experience reinforced 3 powerful lessons about breaking barriers and overcoming self-doubt, and that's exactly what I want to share with you today. The first lesson is about the regret of saying no. When we let fear make our decisions, we might feel safe in the moment, but what we really carry is regret. That first year I told myself it was easier to say no, and it was in the moment, and that it wasn't a big deal, but deep down, I knew I had let self-doubt win. Think about your life. Is there something that you've said no to, not because you didn't want to do it, but because fear convinced you that you couldn't do it? Did it protect you? Or did it really just hold you back? The second lesson is the courage to say yes. The second year when I got the invitation again, I was still scared. My heart raced just thinking about it. But courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is choosing to move forward even while fear tags along. Saying yes can change everything. I didn't suddenly become a fearless dancer, but I became someone who refused to let fear be the author of my story, and that was what made all of the difference. So let me ask you, what opportunities in your life are you waiting to feel ready for? What would happen if you chose to say yes, even if fear was still whispering in your ear? We can't wait for things to feel perfect. It is best to just dive in, enjoy the experience, and know that if we wait for things to feel perfect, they might never happen. The third lesson is the joy on the other side of fear. And here's the best part. Once I got out there and danced, once I embraced the experience, I discovered something incredible. Joy. So much joy. Fear told me I'd embarrass myself, but instead, I laughed, I had fun, and I made memories that I'll always carry with me. The truth is, on the other side of fear is growth, freedom, and joy. But you only discover that if you're willing to push through. Think of fear like a wall. It looks like it's there to protect you, but really, it is blocking your view. And when you push through, you realize there's a whole new world waiting on the other side. So here's my challenge for you this week. Identify one area of your life where you're letting a little bit of fear or self-doubt call the shots. Maybe it's going after a promotion, starting a fitness journey, speaking up in a meeting, or even trying something fun that you've been putting off. Write down that self-doubt statement that you keep hearing in your head and then flip it. For example, maybe a thought of, I'm not quite ready for that, becomes, maybe I could do this. I'm learning and growing every day. Or maybe if you think, I'm going to embarrass myself and I'm going to fail, becomes, I'm going to just try because every step forward is progress. Next, commit to taking one small action, one yes in that area this week. Remember, self-doubt will always whisper, but your dreams, your growth, and your joy deserve to speak louder. In the moment, no seems easier. In the moment, yes seems hard and like a lot of work, but your dreams and your growth and your joy deserve to speak louder. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope this episode encourages you to break through your barriers and start saying yes to the opportunities waiting for you. Next time on Project You, we're going to dive into imposter syndrome, what it is, why it shows up even when you are highly capable, and strategies to overcome it so you can keep stepping into your power with confidence. You don't want to miss it. Thank you for tuning in to Project You 2.2. Remember, you are your greatest project, and every step you take brings you closer to an elevated version of yourself. If you enjoyed today's episode, please share it with a friend, subscribe, and leave a review so we can inspire even more people. Until next time, keep showing up for yourself, break through your barriers, and step boldly into your next chapter.